Hello scrappers and planet lovers, Tin Man here with another video. Today I want to show you how to scrap a fan. Probably the most common appliance I find on garbage day. I've probably taken back about 12 of them to Goodwill. There was nothing wrong with them. People just get rid of them because they get either an air conditioner or they just don't want them cluttering up their garage. So first thing I do before I scrap, I look to see if it works. This one did not work. I think the motor blew. Okay. The nice thing about a fan is about 98% scrap metal. There's a little bit of plastic, okay, but it's very simple to take apart. So that's what I'm going to do for you today. And I'm going to start right away. I've already, just because it's so big, it's one of those stand-up ones. It comes on a tripod. Okay, so I've already taken the screw out to put it on as two parts. So I will start actually with the base. The base is all metal. Okay, if I take a magnet, it sticks. Okay, there is a little bit of plastic, but I'm not going to get penalized at a scrapyard for that little bit of plastic. Okay, this is just bolted in with screws. So I'm going to use my screwdriver right now, take out the base. Four screws. Screws will go into my screw bin, or steel bin, sorry. Or if they're good screws, I actually do have a screw bucket where I put spare screws. You never know when I need them, and why buy them if I can just reuse them off of different appliances I find. So this is the base. One. And they're not heavy. It's not a lot of weight to this metal, but it's still metal. Okay, so there's my four pieces so far. The face, sometimes they're plastic. This one, it sticks. So this face is metal, okay, and all it is, it's secured by four or five little pins. Okay, I pull those up. The top comes off. This, as I said, goes in my steel bin. Okay, there is a plastic fan. Very easy to take off. All I do is I'll actually it just screws off. Go clockwise. Okay, this is plastic, unfortunately, so this goes into my garbage. Okay, and I'm getting now towards the motor. Okay, the motor is in the big plastic cylinder there. Okay, so first I have to take the plastic. Okay, the other piece, and I'm now left with just the arm and the little piece where the motor is. Okay, there are screws to open up this plastic. 4 screws. Okay, again, I'll just take them off, put them into my metal bin. Excuse me. It's popping off right now. Now, the reason it's not coming completely off is because there are also a couple screws at the top if I don't get. The one has the pin that you pull up and down to stop the fan from rotating. That does have a screw on the top. I've already taken it out, so it pops off, and now I have easy access to the motor. There are screws also in the arm, so before I can get this plastic off, I want to make sure I get all the screws so I can easily get all the plastic off without breaking it or making a mess. pin with a nut. This screw holds the arm in place. I put my finger on the nut side to hold the nuts from not moving. And the screw will pop out in a second after the nut does. There it is. Okay. Now there is a really nice cord that plugs into the outlet. This cord is insulated cord. It goes for $1 a pound. It's not quite a pound, but it adds up. I put it in a bag, and there's a lot of appliances obviously that I find, and it doesn't take long to add up. There are two coated brass prongs on this this plug. I leave these on and I bring in as is. Some people will take the prongs off and put them into a brass bucket. Because these have coating on them, these would go into my coated brass bucket. There are brass prongs that are the gold color. Those are more valuable, so those go into a separate bucket as well. Okay, so there's my cord. This just pops off. There is a bolt in the back that I need to get. And I'm thinking if I get that one, the motor should pop out. No. Okay, so there is the motor. I can also smash this to get the rest of the cord, which I will do later, but unfortunately there's just a small piece of plastic. This is held in by a bolt. Okay, there's a screw. Okay, so there's your motor. I can take this motor in as is and get copper motor price, but if I take a little extra time, which I'm going to do in this video, I'm going to show you how to get the copper out of this motor to maximize my profit. Now, there's another piece of wire. Because this wire is really thin, this is a lower grade wire. Okay, so somewhere in the arm, it breaks off and makes a smaller wire. This lever here actually has silver contacts in it. So if I break this open, there is a silver contact. And very easy to do. All I'd have to do is smash it with a hell of a hammer. Okay, and inside there is a little bit of brass, okay, and right around a couple of these there are small little silver contacts. They look like little silver dots. I pop those out and I put them in a silver container, okay. So any type of mechanism that has a click, it has a turn, has silver in them, okay. So here's unfortunately a little bit of plastic. Okay, this has a little bit of steel. I'm going to maximize and limit as much waste as I can. Take this little screw off. Okay, so this is all the plastic I have. Okay, and now I'm left with just my motor. Okay, the motor has a little bit of plastic still on it. It has a battery on it as well. Okay, so there's the battery. As you can see, there is dust all over this motor, so maybe that's what made the motor fry. Too much dust, clogged it, blew a breaker maybe, I have no idea. Okay, so the battery, all I'm going to do is cut this battery off. Okay, it is secured by one bolt. So I get that off. Okay, and because there is lead in batteries, this will go into a battery bin. Okay. The face of this motor is connected by 4 screws. Okay, and all I have to do is open that up. Okay, take these screws off, which I'm going to do. Okay, and the plastic also will come off. So it's not that a fan is hard to take off, it's just there's a lot of little screws you got to make sure you get. Okay, so this little piece of plastic, garbage. Okay, now when I cut, in order to take the top off of this, I have to cut the copper because it is fed through a hole, okay, right there. So I have to make sure it's close as possible so I can pry the top of this steel off, okay? Okay, so this is just going to go into my steel bin. Okay, and now I'm left with a small little copper motor. As I said, some people bring this in as is. It's not very heavy, but when I look at the price of copper compared to a copper motor, you're not getting great value. Because of the motors having a lot of steel, they take that into consideration, so it's a lot less money for it. So I like to take all the copper off, and I will very, very quickly show you, very easily show you how to do that. Okay, I'm just going to take a grinder, and I'm going to grind down the one side. Okay, and then I'm just going to use a punch, and I'm going to push the other side through. So let me get my grinder set up. So there is the first ring of copper, okay? And this is going to go into my copper bin. Okay, and then the other side, I'm just going to take a punch, get a hammer, make sure this is in. Just go around the holes very simply, very easily. Okay, it falls right out. Now I have to clean the paper off, okay, but this is going to go into my metal. This, once I clean it off, it's going to go into my copper bin. Okay, and again, it's not too heavy, but if you noticed, this is all from motors. It is actually pretty heavy. Okay, so it adds up nicely. Okay, and it's a way to maximize my profit. So looking at the fan, it took me all but 10 minutes. I have a really nice power cord. I have some lower grade wire. I have lots of steel, right? I have a little bit of copper. I have a battery. I have some silver contacts. And all I have is this now to throw into the landfill. Okay, so really, really happy to see this. Unfortunately, I'm sad to see it on the curb, but you know, at least this is a lot better to throw out into the landfill than the whole fan. Hope you thought this was informative. Please like, comment, If there's something else you want to see on a video, let me know. Subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. Tin Man out.